then I guess we can go ahead and get started with the lobby. So welcome you guys to the lobby. This is going to be an hour and a half. We're going to be going over basics of communication in Overwatch. So how your hour and a half is going to consist of is, first off, the 7 to 12 minutes is going to be me talking and explaining what the 3 roles in Overwatch are when it comes to communication, how you're going to be doing them, and what's some things that you can do to help out and stuff like that on those roles. Next, about 5 minutes or so is going to be where we're going to pick our roles, change some settings up, do some stuff like that to kind of make it a little easier and simulate a scrim as close as possible. And then usually ending around an hour and 10 minutes or so will be playtime, where the first 3 matches, I think, will be where I'm going to be your training wheels and guiding you where you need to, what you need to be doing, and reminding, oh, this is where this person needs to talk. You need to talk now, and so on and so forth to get the comm rotation in check. And then after each of the matches, I'll give an analysis on the 3 roles and what we need to improve on, stuff to that effect. And then the last couple games, if we have time, depending on how many questions and stuff like that we do have, will be like where you guys just kind of do it on your own and you don't have me telling you what to do. The only thing I'll be giving is analysis after the matches are over. Okay, so before we get started, I usually have a couple minutes to answer any questions. If anybody has any questions over anything, please ask. No questions?
I don't got any.
Nah.
Alright, that's fine. And we can go get started. If you guys do get any questions or something that you want me to cover a little more in detail, please go ahead, just type it out in the group chat. I'll be more than happy to read it out when I can. But for right now, just go ahead and listen and take notes or whatever you do to retain information. All right, so you got your 3 basic roles when it comes to Overwatch. You got your shot caller, you got your target caller, and you have your ult tracker. I say these in specific order because these are the order that they're going to be talking in. Your shot caller is going to be the first one to talk. If you are not a shot caller and you're one of the other 5 people that's not one, your job during this time is to be quiet. You don't say anything. All you're doing is listening to what we need to be doing and what our plan is to win, what ults are going to be using, stuff like that. So speaking of a little bit of that, that's what a shot caller is going to be doing, is planning to win. That is their whole goal of being a shot caller, is figuring out what we need to do to win the match, okay? Starting with that is going to be our team comp. So shot caller, you're going to be building our team compositions. Next thing, you're going to be telling us a little bit of the pathing on what we need to be doing, win conditions, stuff like that. Anything that you need to be having us do, or play style, all that type of stuff you want to be mentioning to us. If it's just a standard play style, then you don't necessarily need to say anything. But if you're running something and you're wanting us to do something super specific, then go ahead and let us know. But most of the time you don't have to, unless after the first fight or something like that. Then you can say, oh, we need to change our play style to this, or we need to do this instead. Next thing is going to be kind of mid-fight when we're fighting and stuff. Is going to be calling if we need to continue engaging or if we need to reset and get out. This is going to be very crucial to everybody so that we don't keep fighting for 45, 50 seconds, stuff like that. Team fights should not be happening super long. They should be kind of done and kind of won within a certain amount of time. If we're fighting for over a minute, either we need to be defending and wasting time, or we should have already been resetting. We should be trying to reset. So that's kind of the main goal when it comes to that, when resetting and stuff. Next thing is going to be ultimate usage, telling us what ults we're going to be using. And this isn't necessarily to tell us when to be using stuff. Keep that in mind. It's going to be what ults we're going to be using. And this is all going to be done before the fight. So changing up team comps, play styles, positioning or pathing, and ultimates, all this stuff is going to be done before each fight. And if any changes need to be made, it needs to be done before each fight. So that's kind of what your goal is there. Telling us, all right, we're going to use this ult, and then we're going to use this ult. All right, simple as that. Now, keep in mind, a little pro tip when it comes to doing this is don't give us reasons why. We don't necessarily care. The only thing we need to know is what we're doing and who is doing what if we need to do something specific. But that's all we need to know, is who we're playing and what ults we're using. That's all you got to be telling us. We don't care the reasons. We don't need to know a reason behind your decision, okay? So keep that in mind. Now, next is going to be our shot caller, or not shot caller, our target caller. What do? They call targets. If you are one of the other 5 people that is not a target caller during this phase, your job is to relay information for your target caller. So, not necessarily your target caller is always going to be there or something like that, or they may not see everything that you see. So that is what your whole goal is to when you're relaying information. You say it one time, and then if it gets called, then you go for it. If not, you just move on with your life and shoot whatever your job is. Most of the time, if you're shooting something and say it's a widow 1v1, deal with that widow first before you deal with the other target that's being called. Unless you hear that it's 1 HP or something, then okay, yeah, try to go for it, but deal with your job first. So keep that in mind. Alright, so target caller. There's going to be 4 things that you're going to be calling targets based upon to let you get good targets to call, okay? Now, these are going to be listed from the most uncommon to the hardest thing. Not necessarily the hardest, but the most uncommon thing to the most common thing, and probably the easiest thing to call targets, okay? So the most uncommon thing is going to be low HP targets. People that's low HP. That's going to be one of the things that's not going to be as common as everything else. Next thing is going to be out of position targets. So somebody's in our back line, or somebody didn't rotate correctly, or something to that effect. If something like that happens, then that's a positioning thing that you can go for. Next thing is going to be abilities used, and this can be used by our team and by the enemy team. So if you see them use an ability that they need, like a Zarya Bubble or Moira's Fade, Reaper's Wraith, any stuff like that you happen to see or you happen to hear from the other 5 people that are calling information out, if you hear any stuff like that, you can feel free to go ahead and call that target. So these will happen a little more common because abilities happen so often. Everything kind of gets on cooldown around 6 to 8 seconds or so. So just kind of keep that in mind when you are listening for what things you can call and looking out for things that you can call to focus down. Next thing, and this is going to be the most common thing that's going to happen all the time, is going to be calling targets that everybody on your team can hit. So ideally, and I get this pretty often when it comes to my other lobby that I do, the Golden Under lobby, when it's like, oh, who should we be focusing? Shouldn't we focus the healers first? Yeah, but if you're running a Ryan, a Brig, an Ana, a May, and a Reaper or something like that, you're running some close quarters, who is going to be focusing the healers that are in their backline? The Ana? Like, there's only 1 or 2 people that can actually focus that stuff down. So calling targets that everybody can hit on your team is going to be an easy way to start a team fight and have something open up. So maybe an ability gets used, somebody gets out of position, somebody's low HP, then you can swap to these targets. But having something initial call out as soon as we get to that choke is going to be really key to making sure team fights happen quick and make sure we're all using cooldowns all at once. So easiest way to do this and identify what everybody on the team can hit, call a target that your least mobile and closest range hero can hit, and then call that target. So ideally what you're looking for, like for a couple examples, is going to be like a Brig, going to be looking at like a McCree, Moira, a Reaper, a Reinhardt, a Sigma, any targets that they can hit, everybody else should be able to focus that same target down. If you're ever confused on like it's kind of spread out and you don't know who to focus, just go for the target, one of your least mobile and closest range hero on your team. Oh, well, your McCree is getting attacked? Oh, focus blah 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 on our McCree. Simple as that. Or focus blah 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 on our Brig, or on our Ryan, or our Zarya, or whatever your least mobile hero is, okay? So kind of keep that in mind when it comes to calling targets. Now, a little pro tip when it comes to calling targets is you want to be repeating the name over and over and over again. You want to be annoying. That is kind of your job. You need to be more annoying so that we can hear you over the other 5 people relaying information, okay? Even if there's not a lot of people relaying information, you still want to make sure you're calling that just so you can get into the practice of doing that when you have all 5 people talking at once. It will get cluttered, and we do have to be able to hear through all the noise that is coming in and all the information that is coming out. Okay, and then also give out locations if possible. If you don't know the specific location, give left, right, back line, front line, on whatever third person hero that you see, something, whatever. Give some type of easy location. Mega health pack, mini health pack, anything like that can help. Alright, so that's kind of what a target caller is going to be doing. Next, which is the last person, but definitely not the least, is going to be our ult tracker. And what do? They track enemy ultimates. So, there's going to be 4 things that you're going to be looking for here. And these 4 things are not necessarily in a specific order on hardest to easiest or anything like that. But these are the 4 things. 1 is going to be kill feed. Somebody showing up at the kill feed, they probably getting a little bit more ult charge. Next thing is going to be who's on fire, because just because they're not showing up at the kill feed doesn't mean they didn't get a lot of the damage off, and they just didn't get credit in the kill feed. So these are things you want to keep an eye out for as well. Last 2 things are kind of going to work hand in hand, but we'll do one of them first, and this one's going to be just paying attention to what's going on around you. So just keep an eye out on what area they've been playing at. Have they been getting a lot of damage off? Have they been playing aggressive? Have their tanks been getting out with low HP and their healers are healing them back up? All these things that you want to be keeping an eye out for during the game to kind of say, okay, well, this person's been doing a lot of damage, so I think they're going to have this amount of ult charge. This is what you want to be saying in your head. Keep in mind, I'll give you a little pro tip on ult tracking in a second. Now, and the last thing is I'm going to be mirroring it with what your team comp already has, or mirroring your own team versus their team. So if you're running any of the same heroes, look at your own heroes ult charge on your team, and then look at the enemies, and then figure out, did we win this fight? Did they stay alive? Did our person do more damage or more healing than them? How long did the fight go on, and how early did they die? Stuff like all these things you want to be looking for, and then you say, okay, our brig is at 90%. Okay, their brig's probably only at 50 because they died earlier or whatever. So these are things that you want to kind of look for and do that. Now, a little bit of pro tips when it comes to, or little pro tip when it comes to ult tracking is all we need to know is the name and the percent. So whenever you're reading off this ult tracking information, is say, oh, Ana's at 50, May's at 90, Moira's at 50, Orisa has ult, Reaper has ult, Reinhardt has ult. That's all we need to know. We don't need to know that they was playing aggressive. We don't know if they went to go take a cup of tea or went to go walk their dog. We don't give a fuck what they did in the last match. All we need to know is what the percentage they are at. If you do not know, give us 0, 50, or 100. Give us somewhere in the ballpark of, do we need to focus this person down quick, or do we focus this person down last, or what do we need to do? If we know their Zarya is getting close to ult, then we need to focus the Zarya down so she gets pressure to use ult if she's going to get it. Or if we know their Zen has ult, that means we need to pressure their Zen down because he has his ult. Stuff like that, so that we can make better defensive plays and better offensive plays. So these are important during this phase. And this sorry, I forgot to mention this. When the ult tracker talks, it's going to be during the cleanup / kind of in a fight, and before the shot caller talks. So ult tracker's going to be talking when the fight's kind of over, getting that information out during that whole reset, and then our shot caller will talk right after that. If you are not an ult tracker, the other 5 people, including our shot caller, it is your job to shut the fuck up as well. Your job is literally to be quiet, listen to the information that is coming out, and make sure you adjust your playstyle to what ults they may have. If you know they have Diva Bomb, make sure you're close to wall. You know they're going to have Reaper ult, make sure you have a stun or defense matrix or something to get away if he does use that. So keep that in mind when it comes to listening to information that is given to you by the other players on your team. So that kind of sums up all of the 3 roles to a basic understanding. Now, does anybody here have any questions over any of the stuff that I've gone over that you need me to go over a little bit more?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
So, like, if I got someone 1 and, like, half my team is dead, do I still call that out?
You can.
I mean, we'd all be dead, and they're probably healed up by then, but...
Well, then you should have called it when they were 1. You don't call it out after you die. You call it out as it happens. Because if you call it out too late, if it takes you... Let's say this. So, let's say you're fighting, right? Let's say you're on a 1v1, right? With a McCree. You're a McCree, the other person's McCree, right? You get him down to 1 HP. It takes you 2 seconds to call that target out, right? Okay, then it's going to take another second or so, let's say 2 seconds, for our target caller to go to focus that target, which now is 4 seconds of them being 1 HP and not back up. Okay, then it's going to take us another 2 or so seconds to actually find and focus that target down. So we have lost 6 seconds because you took 2 seconds on that, rather than only waiting 2 to 4 seconds on calling that target out. If you wait 6 seconds, that's a cooldown that he's gonna have back up. That's a cooldown the enemy team is gonna have back up. That's healing that he can receive. 6 seconds is a very long time in Overwatch. So as soon as you see something happen, relay that information as fast as possible. If we're all dead and the fight has already been said to reset, then no other information from the other 5 people need to be said. The only person that needs to talk as soon as that reset gets called is our alt tracker to say what ults they're going to be having. That is the only thing that needs to be said. Any other information is going to be kind of useless. And that's not going to be so much black and white as that. There's always going to be gray areas, but 9 times out of 10, as soon as our shot caller's like, all right, we need to reset, let's get out. Okay, alt tracker, you're up. What do they have? Because we need to reset. So that's something that you want to kind of keep in mind there. All right. Good question. Any other questions? No? Okay. Then let's go ahead and do the fun part. So for right now, nobody say anything, nobody type anything, nobody say or do anything until I tell you that comms are going to be open. So for right now, comms and chat is going to be closed. So this is going to be roll call, where you get or roll queue, whatever you guys want to call it. This is where you guys will get to pick your roles. This works on a first come first serve basis. So if you're wanting to play, or if you're wanting to do one of these roles, go ahead and speak up. How this will work, for example, I'll say, does anybody want any roles? If anybody wants any roles, then you will go ahead and speak up. If nobody says any of the 3 roles that they're wanting, I will go in order. Does anybody want to be shot caller, going once, twice, and then I'll pick somebody, and then I'll go through the other ones. You will be playing the same role pretty much the whole time, just so that you can help get improvement and working to getting better. And if you're wanting to swap off, I'm going to say no. I don't want people swapping roles, because I'm not going to analyze a whole 5-minute, 7-minute match and then we swap completely over to somebody else doing it, because then there's no point in me analyzing it, and then you don't actually see improvement. So that's kind of why we're going to be staying on the same role and stuff like that. All right. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. So I'll go ahead and open up the comms, and I'll go ahead and ask you guys, does anybody want any roles?
I want to be the ultimate guy.
You want to be the alt tracker?
Yeah.
Okay, so just call me Wes will be our alt tracker.
I'll shot call.
Okay, Nuggy will be our shot caller. We have target caller. Going once, going twice. Okay, Light, you're going to be our target caller. Next, we're going to do some settings and our options and stuff like that to simulate a scrim and to kind of help you guys do this pretty little easier. So everybody go into your options, go to sound, and then let me know when you guys are there.
Yep.
All right, so sound, we're going to go to music volume, turn it down to 0. We're going to go to subtitles, put it on critical gameplay only. I'm going to go to voice chat mode. I'm going to put it on open mic. M is to mute your mic by default. So if you have stuff going on, just go ahead, hit M and it'll mute it. All right, next we're going to go to controls. Go to hero. Go to allied health bars, and it will be on always. Next thing, we're going to go to gameplay. We're going to go to always skip kill cam. Turn that on. Kill feed display. Turn that on. Tips display. Turn that off. Waypoint opacity 0. Respawn icon 0. Player outline strength 100%. Everybody got that one?
So respawn is 0?
Yeah, 0, 0, 100 on the percentages.
Where was the control or the outlines for the teammates at?
Player outline strength? That's up.
Just under.
Yeah. 0, 0, 100. There's only 3 percentages that you can do. 0, 0, 100. From top to bottom. Okay? Next, go to social. Go to career profile visibility. Turn it on private. It needs to be on private.
Why is that?
It's specifically for this lobby. I want our shot caller making team comps based off of what the map is, what team synergy is going to work better, how to counter stuff, not based off of what people play.
Okay, cool.
Can I put it on groups only?
No, it needs to be on private. If it's on groups only, it defeats the whole purpose. Alright, so let me go ahead check, make sure everybody's on private, and then we can go ahead and get started. Okay, so Light, yours is not on private yet.
I put it on private. Maybe it didn't like.
Okay, but it may have not went through yet. That's fine.
But you can still see it, can you?
Yes, I can still see it, so it still needs to be on private. So if it's not,
I don't know. Maybe it. I don't know. I'll try it again. Let me see.
If it takes, it may take a minute. It usually takes a minute for it to go through. So we'll wait for it to go through.
Yeah, it's private for me.
Okay, while we're waiting on this, do you guys have any questions about any of your roles or anything else before we get started?
Oh yeah.
Shot caller just does comps and plays, right?
Okay, so shot caller will be making a team comp. Will be telling us our play style and pathing if needed. It will be telling us if we need to engage, disengage during team fights, or continue engaging or disengage, not to engage. They're going to be telling us if we need to keep fighting. And they're going to be ultimate managing, telling us what ults we're going to be using each fight.
I've got a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So if can I like also call things out besides alts? Like if nobody finds it or gets like sees, I don't know.
What do you mean? Call things that.
Let's say there's a McCree right side and I'm in charge of alts. Can I say, hey, there's a
Yes,
McCree on our
anybody
right,
can always relay information during team fights. If you are not the target caller, your job during the team fight is to relay information. That is your job. So relay as much information as possible, but only say it one time. Do not repeat the relayed information because there's no point in repeating information during the game. Okay? If they do not say yes, then the answer is no or you don't go for it. Oh, speaking of that, hold your ultimates and stuff like that. Let them make the decisions. Do not auto pick characters that you want to play or anything like that. This is room etiquette that I do want to mention for everybody to be on the same page. So first off, don't pick heroes that you want to play. Let your shot caller pick those heroes. I don't care what you like to play or anything like that. They need to be basing it off of map, what works well with the team comp, synergy, stuff like that. Next, don't use your ultimate unless instructed to. Supports, if you have defensive ultimates for like Zen, Lucio, Ana, you can use those kind of freely. If it's defensive, I'll kind of let you guys do that. But if not, and you are told to hold it for something specific, you hold it for something specific. But everybody else's ultimate, you need to wait unless we need to use unless they say something. If you have your ultimate and you see an opportunity, all you need to say is, hey, do we need this ultimate now? If they say yes, use it. If they say no, don't. If they don't give you an answer, that is a default no. And next thing is going to be same thing goes for switching heroes. If you want to switch heroes or you're not comfortable in this hero or anything like that, it doesn't matter. You're going to play it. If you feel like you're not getting value with the hero after a couple matches or a couple fights, go ahead and say, hey, do you want me to swap to something else? I don't feel like I'm getting value with this hero. They will say, yes, I need you to swap to this. If they say no, then you don't swap. If they don't give you an answer, then you don't swap. If they say, I don't know, you wait and spawn until they give you an answer. That is what they need to be doing, okay? All right, I don't need anybody here trying to crutch out or be a crutch for anybody or clutch situations or try to make some whole winning thing. I want our shot caller making those decisions. That is what they're supposed to do. All right, so hopefully everybody understands that. If there's no other questions, let's go ahead. Start the queue.
Exciting stuff. Let's get it.
Yeah.
I enjoy. You're a great teacher.
Well, we'll see how good you guys do after these couple games. How good of a teacher I am. Well, I guess I can be a good teacher and you guys can be shitty students.
That's true.
That's very.
What's your background, Mpulse?
I'll answer that after the match is over.
Traveling to Havana.
Somebody's game is super low.
Yeah, someone's got the speakers on.
Alright.
Anyways,
What are we running here?
we're playing Havana. We got long sight lines here, so I'm thinking we could low-key run a double shield. I'm definitely going to be playing Sigma here.
What's your other shield?
If any of our DPS are good at long-range heroes, Hanzo, Widow...
We are all top 500 in every single hero. What heroes do we play and what shield do you want? We need specifics.
I play Hanzo. I'm good at long range fights.
We're gonna run Sigarissa, Hanzo, Ash.
Okay.
Let's run a Mercy and a
My
BAP.
business, my rules.
Thank you.
Yeah, we need to know what you're wanting to play. Also, we don't give a shit if it's long sight lines. That's stuff you think in your head. We don't care. Mercy.
I do apologize. I do kind of spam the fucking emote wheel or the wheel a lot. I don't mean to.
You want me to
It's
set
kind
up?
of
I don't care. Is there anything specific on where you're wanting as a setup, or are we just gonna...
Yeah, we're
The
gonna
high
hold up
ground here,
top
or-
with this main window.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
Oh, they don't have a widow going.
They got a brig. They got a brig.
Yeah, they do have a
Widow.
widow.
Left
They got a
side.
widow. Far back.
Widow's half.
I'm dropping.
Shield.
They're all burning. Far as half. Far as one.
One.
Far as down.
Left, people left.
Get a widow.
The half.
Evo one.
I didn't fell.
They're just moving the cart right now. So,
Drop the cart, drop the cart. Keep it low, keep it low.
alright, so who are we on? It is Light calling targets. Who are we on, Light? Light, can you call a target?
Widow's in the back.
I have Bob. Do you want Bob here? Nuggy?
I got dragon.
It's just break.
What is high ground? What ults are we going to be using here, Nuggy?
We can Sigil.
I got dragon. I got
Bob.
dragon.
Bob.
Watch Diva bomb. Watch Diva bomb.
I'll save my shield for
Got widow.
That's two.
Just play cart, play cart. 3 dies, nice.
Diva's one.
No shield, no shield.
Six low.
Baby diva, baby diva.
Alright, I'm gonna take the high ground again.
There's one in there. Thank you.
Alright, so can we ult track?
Let's fall back and regroup up top.
They're probably gonna have a Sigma and Bap ult here. Because he just switched to soldier.
We don't care.
And the Kree's pretty new.
Okay. That's all we need to know, is what they're going to have. What ults are we going to use this fight, Nuggy? Sig ult this fight? Okay. Watch him McCree right side.
Freeze right.
McCree's half.
Sig low,
Diva's one. Who are we on? Who are we on?
Diva,
Diva,
baby
target
diva, baby
Diva.
diva.
Soldier's maintenance. Okay, can we ult track again?
I think their Sig is gonna have ult here and Bap.
Okay. Nuggy, what else are we going to use this fight?
Charged almost like 80, I think. He's been hitting shots on me.
You want to open on
Nuggy, what are we using this fight?
We're gonna hold on to Bob. We can open with window.
Okay.
Save bongos for late fight.
Let them up.
Diva's... I don't know who that is. Right side.
He's behind Pylo.
No ults, no ults. This is one.
Okay. Okay, we need an ult track. This fight's over.
No one has ults.
None of
Brig
them
might have
here?
her ult again, and they haven't used window yet.
Okay.
Just gonna reset up top.
what do we-
Sig ult again. We're holding on the bongos, holding on the Bob.
Okay.
What is that melody? Let's catch you in my sights.
Oh, I should have moved, dude.
Got my ult.
No.
I'm hiding.
Over Ash alive.
Got one healer.
If you can throw Bob in the back line, that'd be huge.
Alright.
Watch for this Brig ult. Watch for Brig ult.
No heals.
Do something!
I'm gonna ult on payload.
Yep.
Got two.
Soldier running behind.
Sig, target sig. Target sig.
Dead.
Take it
I'm
down.
gonna switch to hit scan. I'm switching
Point.
to
Oh, they got it.
Reset.
Both one.
Just reset.
I can die.
We're gonna hold the high ground bridge.
Okay. Are we switching?
I'm switching to soldier hit scan.
Why are we using these ults? It's like the second time we used Valk without needing it.
Stand.
Alright, so what are we going to use this fight?
I think the Reese is gonna have her ult.
Okay. Nucky, what are we using?
Upright. You got you flanking right.
No shields. We got no shields.
Target the soldier in the Ana.
Push up a little bit.
Sig's on.
Think that.
Both DPS are up top.
Where's the half?
Arista's half.
Target soldier, target the Reese. Super low.
McCree right side.
I got pulled off. Drop.
Oh, I missed the shield, sorry.
I got him.
I'm placing signal here.
Arista's low.
Bongos, can we get bongos?
Arista's one.
Okay, no ults needed.
Yeah, I need heals.
Okay, can we ult track?
I think Sigma hasn't used his ult once yet. And then
We gotta get all five,
they
or all
switched to
six,
Reinhardt.
and they're not done.
Soldier is gonna have his ult soon. And Brig, because
Okay.
they just switched to Ana.
Alright, what are we running this fight, or what are we doing this fight, Nuggy?
I'm gonna open with signal.
Okay. I'm asleep. Your Ash is asleep. Hope your Ash on the left.
I'm ulting on the right side.
Right side, soldier low.
Got soldier.
Briggs on point. They're all main on point. This turn.
I get the idea.
Right on point.
Who are we on?
Crew on.
Brig, target Brig.
McCree
Briggs on fire. Okay, ult track.
Soldier under us, I think.
But they just have visor. That's it.
60 seconds.
Okay, what else are we gonna use this fight, Nuggy?
They're gonna have Nano Visor.
Always hold on the bob.
Brig.
We can pop bongos at the beginning.
Okay.
I do it now.
Behind this wall. We can pop bongos now. Pop bongos now.
I can use my ult.
I want to wait till this shit. I'm gonna drop down inside.
McCree out of position right side.
The Ryan's on point by himself.
Good rock.
Ryan's pushing. Ryan's pushing.
Second on
Target
point.
Ana, target the Ana.
On a one. Big one.
Nice.
Top. I got him.
What?
Brig ult top. We got
She kinda had to.
Victory.
Nice.
Okay, so not terrible. There's definitely things that we need to work on.
I
So
need to track ults better.
a little bit. Oh, I want to see this shot because I think this is that one at the end. Oh yeah, this was nice. This is the first time I've hit this shot.
Ooh, nice.
No. Okay, so we're gonna analyze the 3 roles on what you guys need to improve on, and then I'll answer the question that somebody asked about like what's my background, and then I'll answer another question if somebody has another question. Okay, so first off, let's go with shot calling. Shot calling did a pretty decent job. When it came to your ultimate rotations, they were kind of bad, especially toward the end. We had 4 ults online, and you open with Bongo. Why open with Bongo?
Well, I knew they were going to come in hard. I was hoping our Orisa was going to put it behind the wall. We have that little room to our right, and I just knew that we had the security of it not breaking. So I knew we were going to get a lot of value out of it, especially since their DPS right side were always out of position.
What is the biggest value of the bongo?
I guess damage.
Okay, what does damage do?
Kills.
What else? More important.
Shield break.
Nope. More important than that.
Confidence.
Nope. Anybody
Threat.
know what else it does?
Resources.
No.
Boost ult charge.
Yes, that is the biggest thing that it does.
Oh, yeah,
we
I
have
forgot that it
four.
does
We
that.
have 4 ults online. Why would we open with bongos? Why we already have all of our ults?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot that it did that. So.
Well, that's why I'm asking. Then this is what you need to be thinking of. You need to be using the ultimates that are charging super quick first, that you can just kind of throw away, and then worry about using the ults that can kind of maybe game break or win a whole team fight. So, example of some of these ults. Bob's not going to do anything. Dragons may or may not get some kills. Sigma's ult can get a lot of kills if possible, and can really shut down some stuff. And Mercy and Baptiste ult not going to really do a lot either, unless we get a good angle or something like that. It's not all the time you're going to have a Bap ult just wipe a whole thing, right? Very rarely that'll happen. Same thing with Han's ult, same thing with Visor, and same thing with Valk. The only ult that we have that's going to be kind of quote unquote winning a lot of team fights or putting a lot of pressure is going to be the Sig ult, and that's the ult that we use the most. Doesn't make any real sense when we have a Dragons, we have Valk, we have Baptiste ult. We have all these things that are disposable that we can get ultimates out from them. Then we can use your ult to clean up it or really win a team fight if we need to. If you happen to use yours first and it gets out their resources, all right, cool. And then we use our ults, or then we use a Baptiste wall, but they just zone it out. There's no value there. Or let's say we use bongos right after and they just play slow. There's no value there. Let's say we use Visor, or we use Dragons, or we use Bob and they zone it out. It's not going to get any value. But if we open with those things and then they zone it out and we push into it and other stuff or whatever we need to do, and then now we can get at least some more value out of it. And then if they still try to push and we don't have anything else left, then we have that Sig ult that can zone and at least kill them a lot easier than anything else. A lot of the stuff that we have with our team comp isn't necessarily going to be wiping a whole team, okay? So you want to be thinking of the ultimates that you're going to really be trying to win games with or win fights with if needed, and then think of the other ultimates that are going to be kind of throwaway ultimates that you just need to use, okay? So keep that in mind when it comes to what ults you're going to be using in order and stuff like that.
My Dragons and my Visor just to do damage, because they're kind of impulse. Like if I see an opportunity to,
yeah, and that's not your call to do.
All right.
Because what happens if you use that dragon and we needed it for the next fight? Are you thinking of what's going to happen the next fight?
No.
Yeah, that's exactly why you don't make those decisions. Because our shot caller is thinking, what are we going to use the next fight? I'm assuming our shot caller is thinking that. Because if I ask, hey, what are we using this fight? They're going to assume, okay, we're going to use this, and that's it. And we should have these next ults for next fight, these ults for next fight, and stuff like that. But if we have people using them freely because you think you need to, we're going to end up wasting too many ultimates. And we won't have anything for the next fight. So it's very key and crucial, which is why I said this at the beginning. If you see an opportunity for your ult, ask if you need to use it. If they don't give you an answer, then you don't use it. I can't really say, hey, you're telling us all the time. I can't really get onto them so much for ultimate usage because we had two people use their ults kind of whenever we wanted. The Mercy Valk on the second point I think was an accidental push, but the first point, no reason to, I didn't hear the Valk get called, but that's something that we shouldn't have used. Like, we didn't call for it, you didn't ask for it, so don't use it.
Yeah, the
right.
first fight we should have called out the Lantern.
The Lantern, what is the Lantern?
The Baptiste Immortality Field.
That's not an ultimate. Yeah, okay. So next thing is going to be target calling. Target calling was okay. With our comp that we're running a little spam comp, so there's not going to be a lot of target calling that you're going to be doing unless we're going to be like dropping and pushing into them and stuff like that. Then yeah, try to go for it. But for the most part, you did okay at target calling. You're a little quiet and you're not really calling targets over and over again as much as you need it to. So try to do that a little bit more and be a little more annoying. You're not being as annoying as you need to be. You're just kind of falling in line with everybody else talking and relaying information. That's not what we need. We need somebody who we can hear through everything. And it's not necessarily you need to be louder. You just need to be repeating the targets over and over again. All right. So keep that in mind. Next thing is going to be our alt tracking. Our alt tracking was okay. You named out 2 heroes out of the 6. What are the other 6? What are the other 4 heroes alt charge? We need to know that. So what I need you to start doing is name out every single hero and then give a percent. We don't care if they just switched to Ryan. We don't care if they've been playing this way. We do not care why. All we need to know is what. What is their alt charge? This hero's at this. This hero's at this. This hero's at this. This hero's at this. We do not have a lot of time to get this information out. So when I'm telling you, hey, we need alt track, you should already be alt tracking. That is your, as soon as you see 3 kills come up on our time or whatever, and you hear, or if you hear Nuggies like, oh, no more alts, because that's a really good call as well. I did want to mention that. Saying no more alts, that's really good because you don't want people or if we have defensive ultimates or something, you don't want them using them to keep the fight going if we don't need to. But yeah, as soon as you hear that, that's pretty much your key to go ahead start alt tracking, because we won the fight. We don't really need to target call that much anymore because there's only a couple people left alive. That is your key to do that, because as soon as you get that information, we need to have the plan ready for action before they come out of spawn, before they're ready to fight. We should be ready to use alts to start fights, not making plans midway through, which I don't think happens so much. I think it happened maybe once or twice. But other than that, like, we need to be using alts to start fights. If you don't get any value with it, you don't get any value with it. Doesn't matter. All right, now, to answer the question on my background. I played on teams, I guess, like, Overwatch, not like Overwatch League teams or anything like that, but I played on teams for a couple years. The highest ranked team I played on was a 3.9k team when I was a 3.6k player. Played on that for a couple, about, like, 6 months or so. Did scrims, tournaments, contenders, or not contenders, but open division, and then have like 800 hours of scrim experience or 1,000 hours of scrim experience, something like that. Played a lot in GOATS meta and everything, so that's kind of my whole background on stuff, on knowing the information that I know. So
who's your like best hero?
Probably Zen. So any other questions?
Nope.
Okay. Then let's go into our next one.
Traveling to Dubai. Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
Okay, we're gonna be running double shield once again.
Okay.
Since this is a very like compact map, do you want me to play Doomfist?
Hey, you know what? It's not your call. Remember, I don't need you to suggest stuff. I want our shot caller making that decision.
No, I don't think Doom is the pick here. I think we could run a Junkrat. We could run Junk. Let's do Junk Soldier.
I'll play Soldier, you can play Junk.
Okay.
And then I would say Rhine Sig.
Attack commences in 30
Which one are
seconds.
you taking Sig? That's fine, I guess.
Sorry, we're attacking. I'm fucking stupid.
Oh, you didn't
No,
see
we're
that?
just gonna do. We're gonna do Rhine Zarya.
Yeah.
I'll play Rhine. Let me play Rhine.
Yeah, but I'm just bad at Zarya, I'll try.
It doesn't matter. We're all
Keep her-
we're all top 500s.
Yeah.
If it
we're gonna
doesn't
keep our
work, then we need to
DPS.
switch it out. Doesn't matter.
And let's run a Mercy and a Ana.
2, 1. Attack commencing. Capture objective.
We are gonna be pushing underneath. Main underneath. that's not underneath, but
Yeah. Move this way.
No, they're on top.
If you're gonna charge and call it out on the lobby, you go.
I got you. Just push the point, bait them out, let them drop. The map is up top left.
Top one.
Echo no play. I no shield.
More.
Here we on.
Okay.
No shield.
Here we on. We are not calling targets right now. We're fighting. No targets.
I'm falling back.
Okay.
Just fall back.
Light, you have to call targets.
Oh, I just lagged.
Just group up and spawn.
I think they're all about like 60% right now. Echo's maybe a little bit more charged because she's been.
We don't care. We just need to know the percentages. That's all we need.
Got it.
All right, what are we doing this
top
way?
left this time. Wait for Diva to use their DM, and then Junkie can start spamming. Break down that shield ASAP.
I'm at 90 on ult, by the way.
Once we push them off high ground, Soldier, I'm gonna give you a
you
shield.
on,
I want you
you
to spam. Close to shatter. Shield low. Just wait this out, I'm letting shield recharge.
Echo behind.
There's a pick.
Echo's one. I have tire. Do you want tire here?
They got window.
I have no shield, don't peek. Do not peek.
Echo's behind
Echo
us
behind.
still.
Fall back, we're down. Fall back. We have 6 ults, we win this next fight.
Can we ult track?
They should all like be full charge right now. Because
Okay.
they're all full charge.
Okay. All right. What else are we going to use this fight, Nuggy?
We're gonna
Window.
grab tire.
I'm dead.
What do you want me to grab? I've never
Can you res that Mercy?
Echo right side. Maybe.
Just grab. Just
Push me,
hit
push me,
Q
push me,
on
push me.
somebody's.
Push me, we can grab tire, and if we need a nano beat.
I'm ready for that.
Tap.
We still fighting this? Okay. Oh, down.
No more ults. Okay.
It's low
Yeah,
late.
I'm sorry, I should have said that no ults off the rip because they were starting to use all of theirs. So that's unfortunate.
Okay, what do we? What do they have?
Moira and Diva Bomb.
More Diva Bomb left? Okay. What are we going to use this fight?
We can shatter Nano Rhine, visor cleanup, just to secure the fight.
Okay. Are we going? Where are we going?
Let's push main.
Damage boost. Engage.
Don't worry, my friend.
Sig no block. Sig no hands. Sig has no cooldowns. Focus Sig.
We're down 3.
Echo.
We're down.
Yeah.
Echo's inside.
All right, we need a call.
Back out. It's lost.
Alt track.
So they're running.
Alt tracking first.
Oh, Diva Bomb still, Moira Deceiver ult. They're gonna have window. Junkrat's gonna have a tie about 50. Echo, about 80. Siga, I haven't heard him use his ult. He's probably 100.
Okay, what else are we going to use this fight?
Same plan. This time we're not going to go main. However, Sig is very. We're just going top left right now because Sig's not there. Okay, huge.
Echo. Mortality gets breaks down. Echo's so low.
Who are we on? We're not calling targets. Light, you have to call targets.
I'm shielding.
Oh, okay, that is okay.
More target.
I have tire. Do you want tire now?
More. I'm just kidding now.
No tire. It's
Okay.
lost. Okay, they have way too much damage for my
It's 10
shield.
seconds left.
Okay, well.
I'm gonna touch.
I'm gonna push main.
Yeah.
Feeling sleepy. The hero's Never die. For a price.
I still have tire. Do you want me to go ahead and use it, or you want to wait? Nuggy, you want me to use it, or you want to?
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go over what was good and what was bad here. Let's go ahead. Alright, so, shot calling. Overall, he wasn't doing too bad with ultimate usage this time. A couple things is like, everybody, just hit Q if your ult's supposed to be used that fight. Don't try to get some perfect thing, just hit Q. We had 6 ults, we lost the fight because we didn't hit Q. We waited for them to use ults too early there. Or they used ults before us, so we didn't get a chance to use ours. Then when we finally did, it was too late. Shot caller, you need to make sure you're telling us if we don't need to keep fighting it. If we lose too, even though we have multiple ults online, if you think we can win it, then yeah, we can go ahead and win it. But you have to let us know what we need to be doing. That's why I asked, do you still want tire? And then our Zarya went and used grav, and you said use grav tire. So I was like, all right, well, guess we're still fighting this because you never said anything about not fighting it. So these are things that you want to make sure you're letting us know if anything is changing. So if your default plan is this and we go through with it, you need to tell us an updated plan if you're going to be changing something around. Other than that, people's going to continue doing what they're going to be doing. The next thing is going to be your pathing. Your pathing was awful. Going main when they're on high ground doesn't make any sense to me. And then also running us all into a Junkrat, a Baptiste, Sigma spam. Like, that's, we are not winning that.
What's the play there? I'm actually curious.
You swap heroes, or you go, like, you can maybe go left side all the way around, or you go swap heroes. Or you run this, you probably run the same team comp, or you run some type of mobility heroes other than Zarya, because you're not going to be, like, there's no point in you playing an angle. There's nobody here that plays angles. Do you have to go together every time? Technically, yeah, unless you're supposed to be playing a different angle. You playing Ana, yeah, you're probably going to be going with the team every time. You don't need to be flanking, obviously, but like, say if we was running a Widow, or Hanzo, or something else that can do long, oh, okay, yeah, as a long-range DPS or something like that, yes, we should be playing our hero how we're supposed to be playing. Ideally, our composition that we was running is the death ball. We're not doing anything. We're literally sitting in one area, and we're trying to push with that. We're also running a Mercy. Mercy gets no value in our team comp, ever. Like, we're running a Rein Zarya trying to brawl. Where is Mercy going to be getting any value? We should have been running a Lucio, could have been running a Bap, could have been running a Brig, could have been literally running anything else, because the Mercy res is not going to do shit. So that's something you want to be looking for. The only way it's going to get value is if you have somebody playing another angle, because Mercy needs a place to fly to. If we're all playing in the same angle, you're not getting as much value from your main support. Mercy's not doing anything. So that's something that you want to be looking for as well. All right, target calling. Was you calling targets? Because I didn't know. I guess you and Wes kind of sound the same, maybe, but I didn't hear a lot of targets being called. Was you calling targets?
Yeah, I was a little bit, not a lot though.
Okay.
Like I wasn't doing it enough.
Okay, because I was very confused if you was, because I remember I was like, what target are we on? And I thought you said I am calling targets. I was like, oh, okay, my bad. I thought that was Wes calling stuff. But yeah, okay, if you were calling targets, then fine. If you wasn't, I didn't hear you enough in some of the fights. As soon as we start a fight, as soon as, like, we're running a Reinhardt, as soon as he starts swinging on somebody, you should be calling that target. You should literally, as soon as you're shooting you call that target. Simple as that. We're running a brawl comp. It's the easiest comp to really call targets because everybody's literally there. Like, simple enough. Next thing, alt tracking. You're doing a little bit better. You're still only giving us 2 or 3. Just give us a name and a percent. Name and a percent. Hold tab left to right. That's all I need. That's all we need to know, okay? You're doing pretty good on your timing though, on knowing when a fight's over and when you need to start talking. I would say bring that up maybe 2 seconds a little bit earlier, and get out the information a little bit quicker, okay? I'm going to start cutting you off when we need to start making our plans, because sometimes you're still alt tracking while all 6 of us are already out, walking back, and we're still trying to come up with a play. So try to get that information out before the last person spawns back in, okay?
Like right when we lose a fight.
As soon as the fight's lost, you should be alt tracking. That should be the immediate. Oh, that's time for me to go. Or you can ask our shot caller, is this fight over? As soon as they say yes, then you start alt tracking. Okay? But get out all 6 names. At least get out all 6 names. Every single team fight, all 6 names and a percent. 0, 50, or 100 if you don't know. We just need to know that information, alright? Alright, any questions or anything like that before we get to our next one?
I have a question about how we played that last game.
Okay.
So, would a good idea be if we went left side and then we used junk tire to go top? Like,
oh yeah, the ultimate combinations are pretty bad. Like using tire and grab together, that's stupid. You're not going to get anything with that. You use tire to initiate and zone them out and get abilities used, while you guys take space, because the tire will create space because they're going to have to push back a little bit, and then you can use grab if needed after that, and then you follow up with whatever. But there's no need to open with grab and then follow up with tire. They have an immortality field. What are you going to kill? If anything, you just swing into it. Nano Ryan, so you can swing into it so he doesn't get killed by their burst damage. That's the only time when you'd probably want to Nano Orion into a grab. You definitely don't need a Nano Orion after a shatter. He's going to kill every 200 HP target anyways. And then if he doesn't get everybody with shatter, then you can nano him to save his life, but there's no need to combo those things. It's going to be much better to get the soldier on high ground and nano visor. But we can't get the soldier on high ground if we don't take high ground all the time. We're literally taking low ground half the fight, or half the match. No reason to take low ground. If it doesn't work, if your team comp doesn't work after 2 fights, and if we don't have ults or something like that, you should be switching your playstyle up and then doing something like that. If it doesn't work after that 3rd fight, we need to swap our team comp. Something is not working. That is what you need to be looking for. And if we don't get ults off because they use ults first, then I mean, you got to really weigh, like, is this really going to get enough value or not? And if it doesn't seem like it is, then you probably need to do something different. All right. Any last questions or anything like that? No? Okay. Let's go ahead and get into our next one. Alright, what are we playing here?
Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
Let's run a Monkey Diva.
Monkey Diva?
I get Diva, or what do you care?
Doesn't matter.
I can go Monkey if you want. I don't know. I can do it.
I'll play off you.
You should go Monkey Light. If you can run any of them.
You want me to go Monkey?
Yeah, you should go Monkey. If y'all are both comfortable with both of them, go Monkey.
Let's run Reaper, Soldier. No, Reaper, McCree.
Can I play Hanzo instead of McCree?
No.
No. And let's do a Ana Moira.
This guy really does not understand, like, let our shot caller make the decisions. Like, literally just let them make the decision. It's not that hard.
Chances are they're gonna have long range heroes. If they do, and if someone's up top, Monkey and I will go up top.
Okay.
You're just going main here?
Yeah, they got the Lucio high ground.
Top left, Lucio.
You want
Does it have?
Who are we on?
Target Sid.
That's sick. Who are we on? Who are we on? Hog no hill. Hog no hook.
Push up.
Mercy no fly.
Mercy can die.
No, I can get in.
Fall back.
Enemies detected.
Are they sketchy? Back
I'm not ready to go.
Oh, they're all half. Lucio's gonna have about 70%.
Alright. 6 purple. Genji's half. Roadhog no hook.
I got my ult.
Here we are, man.
Push up.
Hog's top. Hog's push got low.
Hog's where?
Hog's top
Oh,
right.
right side.
Fall back to the
Maze
What?
gonna have ult.
Alright,
They're all
what?
about 80%.
Okay, what else are we gonna use this fight?
We've got bomb. We can nano reaper.
Okay. I'm ready. 3, 2, 1, going in.
Push it. Break wall.
I have Blossom. Do you want Blossom?
Save blossom.
Okay.
Target May.
May.
May nobody's blocked. Fall back.
They all got ult.
There it is. What are we using this fight?
We use blossom. Monkey ult for CC. Save monkey after though.
Alright.
Sig high ground.
Let the-
Sig high ground.
Sig up top.
I need all this fight.
Dive this in.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, going in.
Oh, Reaper, he's going back.
Hey, Hog's going left coast. No heal.
Hog is ult.
Hog. Nice.
Lucio also has ult.
The damage. I need to recharge.
Sig, Lucio, and Mercy have ult.
Step right.
Okay, so, are we going to change anything up with our composition first?
I don't think we need to against that.
Okay.
0.
Next. Using the Blossom first compared to the High Noon, it'd be better to use the High Noon because High Noon's probably not going to get a lot of value. That will save time and zone them out, which while we're wasting time, we're getting percentage. And then we can follow up with Blossom if we need it.
Okay, gotcha.
So-
Gotcha.
I'm fine. I was fine not using mine because I was behind our group, just hitting them, using guys as shields.
Yeah, but either way, it would have been a better decision. I'm telling our shot caller, it doesn't matter what you're worried about.
1.
Push up. We're gonna take high ground here.
Capture.
If we need to drop the point, I'll call that, and then we all need to get a point.
Okay.
We're going right. Okay, right side.
I'm gonna go left side.
Sig no hands.
I'm teleporting back in.
Reaper left side.
Sig no rock. Sig.
Can we call who we're on?
Alright, target six half.
66. Reaper half.
Zarya's low, and Angie.
Reaper's on in it.
So Anna, you need to be calling out these nades. You're getting nades on people, and you're not calling that out for our target caller to make decisions.
That dude doesn't talk.
Oh, they don't talk? I thought they did.
No.
Okay, I'll have to verify that next time. They will not be able to come in this lobby anymore.
Back up. We're staggered. Back up.
I've sighted the enemy.
Good.
They're all half.
Y'all go a different way.
Alright, we're doing. What are we doing, Nuki?
I'm worried about our monkey against the Reaper, so I'm gonna try and bait out that Wraith. If you see him Wraith, call that out, please, and we can take him out
Are we
immediately.
going main again?
No, we're gonna go underneath.
Okay.
Not yet. Nano boost almost ready.
We're still running 2 flex supports, which is kind of weird.
Zarya on point. Zarya. No personal.
Target the honor.
Carry on. No, Light. Light, carry on next. Light, carry on.
Soldier one.
Light, who are we on?
Okay, we need to swap the. Let's swap the comp.
Light, you gotta call targets.
Half the time I'm dead.
No, you jump in and you don't call a target.
They have.
I said Ana right when I dived in. I said like 10 times.
Then why was you on the Zarya?
Monkey, swap to. Let's just go. Let's go Sig.
They have Zarya, Lucio, and Soldier and Reaper.
Sigma, present.
We're pushing high ground here. We're just gonna take control.
Got it.
Signal rock.
Observe the barrier.
Zarya right side.
Half.
Ana right side.
Focus in. Get the second point.
Nice sleep.
Point. Sorry, no personal.
Soldier behind. Soldier ulti behind us. Target soldier.
One.
Target Ana.
Take one.
This will heal you.
6 full. Lucia's one.
Too low.
Two. Can we keep calling targets?
So target Zarya. Target Reaper when he said Reaper has no wraith. Target him.
Got him.
Much better target calls.
When do I use my
Push
ult?
up with me.
I'm gonna use
Soldier on point.
Okay, if you're relaying information, only do it one time. You guys are all calling things multiple times. It is very confusing for our target caller.
Hold top with me.
You want me to nano you, Ryan?
My will.
What else are we using here?
Zarya's gonna watch Zarya. Watch.
Use what?
Zarya.
Nano Ryan when they push
Okay.
through. Nano me now. Nano.
Okay, we need an alt track.
They're all about 20%.
Okay, what else are we doing? What are we using this fight?
They have Nano, Reaper, and Lucio.
We can zone them out with Creole, pop coalescence.
Okay.
Also for
What do I-
zoning,
what do I ult?
use signal to finish.
Ana is on bridge.
By herself?
Push the honor. Junk on point.
Got it?
Target jump.
Yes.
Oh, both DPS. Keep watching high ground. That's it.
Going Sig. Not the Sig.
Nice, group up top.
Alt track.
Reaper has ult, Ana has ult, and Lucio still has ult.
What else are we going to use this fight?
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bait them out, let them push through. Sig pop ult, combo with Kree.
I heard him going up.
Oh, they're going bottom.
Bottom.
Sig ult.
3 died. I have Blossom still.
Come back.
Target Sig.
No, Blossom?
Target the Ana. Nice.
Ulting
Nice
to push
work.
them off.
Step right up.
Okay, so one thing I want to mention while it's still fresh. Okay, that last play, McCree, what was the play there? What ults was he going to use that fight? McCree?
Hang on, I'm talking to my mom.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sorry, what's up?
Okay, so what was the last play there that we was what was we going to use there?
I don't know. I wasn't supposed to know what to use.
No, our shot caller told us the plan on what ults we was going to use. I'm asking you what they said.
Well, we were gonna use Kree to bait them out, and then I had no idea what else he said. I just knew I was supposed to bait them out.
Okay, so let's just go from that because that's perfect, right? So you know you're supposed to use your ult, right?
Yeah.
So why do you drop down when they're going lower and get yourself killed when you knew you were supposed to use your ult that fight?
Wanted to kill the Junkrat.
What? So instead of going for the plan that we're supposed to do, you take it onto yourself to make a better decision for our shot caller. Because now we don't have the high noon to combo with the Sigil.
We still pulled it because they didn't have a.
It doesn't matter. We're playing in quick play against people who are not trying. You do this in scrims against people that are actually trying, you're going to feed and you're going to lose because they'll punish you for it.
Right.
So this is why we do it in quick play. Obviously, we're not going to do it in comp because you would be losing SR against people that are trying. But this is stuff that I wanted to mention. We knew, and this goes for everybody, if you know that you're supposed to use your ult in a certain fight, you don't feed, you don't try to kill yourself, or you don't put yourself in a situation to where you can't use your ultimate. You should be ready to use your ultimate at all times. If you have your ultimate online, you should be ready to use it. If you know that you're going to use these other ultimates, then fine, but you still don't need to put yourself in a situation. Also, there's no need for you to go to point first anyways. That's what we have tanks for. That is why you died on Soldier, I think on the first map early, or you died, I remember you died, no, it was on New Bonnie. You died when we went to go push for it because you walked in front of our Reinhardt trying to take space, and you died, and then we had to reset. Let your tanks take the space for the DPS, and then DPS, it'll make your job so much easier. Okay? Don't try to do more things than you need to. All right. So next, let's go with the shot calling and stuff like that. Shot calling seemed to be pretty good there. One thing I do want to mention is our support line. We're running 2 flex supports. There's no real need to run 2 flex supports. We could have ran a Lucio instead of the Moira, or even a Lucio instead of the Ana. Either one would have worked. Because all of us are going to be playing super close together. We're not really running for anti-nades, and there's no real extra benefit from having a lot of healing. We could have just ran a Lucio and sped into him and been able to clean up a lot faster. Couple things also. When we are up 2 or 3 or something in a fight, I repeat, do not let them go back to spawn for free. You need to chase them down and kill them. That will build way more ult charge and get more team fights in, and also cause them to reset more, because they're still outside of their spawn. A lot of times this will happen. You'll get 2 or 3 kills, they back up, and then for whatever fucking reason, all 6 of us back up. Why? There's only 3 people alive. Go kill them, get that extra ult charge, make them have a longer reset. If you don't do that, they're just going to build their ults because they're staying alive longer. So make sure you push that and get those kills. If you see that people are spawning back in, then obviously pull back. You can push for about 4 seconds before that next spawn's about to come back online, and then you go ahead and pull back. But 9 times out of 10, as soon as you get a couple kills, you got 4 seconds. That's a long time in Overwatch. So you got 4 seconds to push for it before you have to get out. So keep that in mind. Next thing, target calling. Target calling got a little bit, a lot better toward the end when you was calling targets a little bit more. That's how I need you to be calling every single target. Every time that's why I said that's why I wanted you to play Winston if we was going to run the Winston. Because as Winston, you're initiating the jump. You're literally jumping on a target. Every time you jump, you should be calling a target. That is what needs to happen. You're not doing that. That whole first fight, no targets were really called. Like, as soon as you see them there, as soon as you see us all there, you should be telling us who to focus. I'm shooting every target that's kind of close to me, so there's no focus fire. If I know who I'm supposed to be going for, then we have you have me, you have the McCree, the Diva, the Moira, all of us are shooting the same target. But if not, you have all of us playing completely split up, doing our own 1v1 things, doing whatever, because we have no target focus. Alright? So make sure you're initiating target calls every single time. Next one is going to be our ult tracker. Ult tracking was a little bit better there. You're starting to give us every single ultimate, so really good job there. At least you're getting all 6 a little bit more. Keep doing that. And you're all saying, okay, they're all at 20%. It's better than nothing. Obviously, you want to be a little bit closer than that, but you're getting something out. So good job with that. Keep giving us all 6 ultimates every single time, all right? Next thing is this is going to be kind of our last little phase. We got 17 minutes left, so we're still on schedule. We did a couple matches, me being your training wheels, telling you guys to do this, to do this, to do this, right? Every single fight. I'm not going to do that anymore. What I'm going to do is let you guys do your roles how you're supposed to. Our shot caller is going to call the shots, our target caller is going to call targets, and our ult tracker is going to ult track on their own, and I'm not going to repeat, which should make things a little bit quicker since I'm not having to do flood comms as well. To remind you, all I'm going to be doing is relaying information. Oh, also speaking of relaying information, stop repeating information 6-7 times. It sounds like target calls. Every time you call in, oh, soldier one, soldier one, soldier one, soldier one. Oh, okay. So the fuck what? Like, call it out once. If our target caller doesn't call it, don't worry about it. Either go finish it off. If I hear it, I can go try to finish it off, or somebody hear it and go try to finish it off. We don't need it flooding comms like target calls, okay? That is what our target caller is there to repeat targets. We do not need people repeating targets 5, 6, 7 times, okay? Keep that in mind. If you repeat it twice, I get that you're trying to be hasty and stuff like that. Fine, I do that as well. Nobody's going to be super perfect at it, but you do not need to be repeating it 4, 5, 6 times. All right. Do not, and this goes for our I think our shot caller is doing this. Our other DPS is doing this as well. These are things that you need to understand. Like, don't overcall targets or overcall your information that you're relaying. Also, if you do not have a mic, this will be the only time that you got into this lobby. I thought I did a mic check and I thought everybody did talk. I guess people did join. If you do not have a mic, you would not be able to come in the communication lobby. You can come in the golden under lobby if you are golden under, but these lobbies, everybody has to have a mic and be able to use them. That is what this communication lobby is for. If you can't communicate, what's the point of you being here? Essentially, that's kind of the thought process there. All right, any last questions or anything like that before we get started with our last 1 or 2 matches, depending on how long it lasts?
This is hard.
Yeah, that's definitely not an easy thing to do it, but I mean, once you get practice and stuff, it'll be easier.
I'm not used to it. I'm used to running around as Hanzo and killing people.
Yeah, it's not the easiest thing to do, but like I said, once you do it for a little bit, it's easy. I have 800 hours of doing stuff like this on these 3 roles and everything, so it comes a little easier for me to understand and do it without having to think about too much stuff. But you guys are all doing a pretty good job, and you guys are still also improving almost every match. Y'all only play for an hour and 10 minutes, so it's not like you're going to be able to flip a switch and be calling targets or being able to alt track effectively or shot call and make good decisions. You're doing it literally for an hour, so don't expect to be huge at this. All right,
Prepare to attack.
let's go.
All right, for DPS, we're going to be running Hanzo Junkrat. And then for tank line, let's do a Reinhog.
Which one should I go?
You can play Roadhog. It's fine. For heals, we could do a. Actually,
I need to remind him when they make
For tank?
when they make team comps, you should start with either tanks or supports
for
first,
heals,
and then worry about your DPS.
Let's do a Moira Bap.
We're running 2 flex supports again. I don't think this guy understands what is a main support and what is a flex support. So I'm going to ask him that after this match to figure out if he knows that. Because it's like the 3rd time he's done this.
Farm for a pick. I want to play slow, build up some ult charge. Just in particular this choke. Hog, if you can get a hook and bring them into us, call that out.
Which way are we pushing?
Let's go left.
Capture objective
I have an Ash.
Oh, they got a shield. I can't wait. Oh, wait, don't go to the Ash.
Sends down.
Okay. And that shield goes on target. Let's see. Okay,
Just wait. Shield charge. Alright.
Look out.
There's an Ash top left.
I'm gonna do that shield. I'm gonna look at my Ash go down.
Some turrets above.
It's gonna have all this.
No shield.
Okay, okay.
Just wait. My shield.
Okay.
Sends down again. I have Tire.
Moira.
I still have
No
Tire.
shield. Next push. Let's pop the window. Actually, let's pop the window and choke. I'm gonna provide shield. We'll push them back. Let's pop the window.
There we go.
Nice hook.
Oh, what a hook.
Sim.
It's Ryan Tucker.
Alright, got a point.
Keep going for Ryan.
I still have Tire.
Do this hog. Can you get this behind?
Mercy behind.
Bomb next fight.
Next on point.
They have TP. Okay, staggered sig.
You get this fine. Get this fine. We don't want to get back. We're gonna get back.
Push through main. We're gonna shatter.
Get at it.
That's tough.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Right in the field.
I still have tire.
Go to point. Go to point. Turrets.
Do you want me to use tire here or no?
Oh, I got him in there.
Oh, I should have waited for call. Sorry.
What's... There's a sim behind.
Watch for the Sigma's gonna
I have tires still.
Mercy.
Target, yeah. Target mercy. Mercy hooked. Target Zen.
Zen. Get the Zen.
I'm gonna ult this one.
Oh, Ryan charged me behind this one.
I still have tire here. Do you want tire?
Help me with Ryan. Ryan low.
Yeah, use time.
Ryan's low behind. Off the stairs. Ryan's coming off the stairs in a second. Target is sick. Nice.
Good GG.
So we still had multiple ults come out when we didn't call for them. We still use dragons, we use more ult. None of these ults are called for our team. These have to be communicated because they're using ults at this point. We need to know if our Rhine is going to pull back or not. This fight has been going on for a super long time. If they get kills or they're pushing ults and stuff, we may have to pull back. These are things that you're probably not thinking of. This is what our shot caller needs to be thinking of. I don't need you clutching out I've told this multiple times. Stop trying to make clutch plays to win the point. I can't really say, Nuggy, you're doing a bad job at ult using because y'all are using them. That person, Nuggy, will never understand how good his ult usage is because you guys are just using them for free. They have to understand to use them mid-fight and call for this type of stuff. If you're using them mid-fight because you think it's a good opportunity to do so, it's not your call. Stop doing that, okay? Next. Okay, so I want to mention this because I almost forgot. All right. Not Light. Nuggy, since you are our shot caller, can you name me all of the main supports in the game? Because I want to know. Well, actually, hold on. Before you name me them, you know that you should probably have a main and a flex, right? On supports?
Sure.
Okay. So now that you know that, well, name me all of the main supports in the game. Just Nuggy. I just want to know.
Baptiste. Moira.
Okay, I'll go ahead and stop you there. All right. Support line. Let's see if our supports know. So both supports, you guys can answer, I guess, type in the group chat real quick. What is all our main supports? What is the main, name me all the main supports. Wait, expired me, you don't count, you've been here before. I just now realized that you've been here before. Okay, so
yeah,
Batzu, you missed the brig, but yes, all three of them are main supports. Your flex supports is everything else. So ideally, you're going to have a What?
I just said damn.
Oh yeah. So your flex supports.
That shit completely reversed.
Yes. And a lot of people would normally do. When building team comps, you want to have a main and a flex. Same thing when it comes to your tank line. You want to have a main tank and a flex tank. So for reference, and keep everything short, your main tanks are Orisa, Ryan, Winston, and Wrecking Ball. Those are your main tanks. Your flex tanks are the other ones. You can run 2 main supports, 2 flex supports. You can do that. You can also do that with main tanks and flex tanks. But most of the time when starting out, unless you're running a specific play style or something, then you're going to have a main and a flex in every role. You're going to have a main, in your tank and support line. You're going to have a main support and a flex support. And that's going to dictate how you're going to be playing. So when you're building your team comps, start with your tank line, then follow up with your support line, and then pick your DPS around it. DPS does not matter in Overwatch. The only thing that matters is your tank and support line. DPS it's useless. That's why I play DPS in these things. So when you're building your stuff, start with your tank line, and that'll tell you what type we're playing or what type of comp. We're running spam, we're running dive, we're running brawl. That'll tell us that, and then you're gonna go into our support line. Pick your main tank or your main support. Are we speeding around? Are we gonna be playing for reses? Are we gonna be playing for brawl? That's how you pick those things. Any of the other supports, you're not really playing for a lot of stuff. You can play for Discord, but not really anymore. You can play for an anti-nade, you can play for the other stuff, but it's not going to really define your whole team comp a lot of the time. A lot of times you're going to be running a Lucio and using the speed boost to really make a big difference, or a res or a brig or something like that to really define a lot of the play. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right, this is going to be our last match, so good luck to you guys. Any last questions or anything like that before we start our last one? No? Okay then. Man, I wish my freaking Robinhood account would get verified.
Traveling to Dorado. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
We're gonna run a Sigma ball for tanks. Let's do a. Let's do a McCree and a. Let's do a McCree Reaper, and for the supports, we can run a.
Death walks among you.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Let's just get the job.
Moira, Lucio.
You done?
Just kidding.
You done?
Mercy, Lucio.
We're running 2 main? Why are we running 2 main?
High ground.
Kind of confused here.
Ball, I want you to go underneath.
5, 4, 3.
Damn, dude, I'm so fucking stupid. I never ever look at who's attacking and defending. I'm actually the worst.
So you probably run attack.
Yeah.
I was about to say that, but like, there's no way to know. Watch out, Reaper. I was about to say.
Yeah, also, I'm not there, so.
Oh. I'm hacked.
Just drop. Yo, what is this lag?
I don't know. I'm at like 100.
Target this ball, target this ball.
Yo, this isn't playable.
Yeah.
I'm lagging
It
so
closed.
much.
It
Server
closed.
just shut down.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome to
Alright.
Blizzard World.
I didn't
Okay.
even
Run it back.
Alright, we're defending.
No, we're not.
Okay.
Run it back.
What is go?
I can
we're
back
just gonna
this
black
out.
screen.
Alright,
Overwatch
hold
just
on.
broke.
Hold on. We're gonna back us out. Okay.
Are we going back to the lobby?
Yeah. Alright, is everybody back here?
No, I'm on a black screen.
Okay, if you're on a black screen, leave game and leave the group. I will invite you back if it doesn't send you back here. It should send you back here.
Alright.
Okay, invite them back. Nuggy might have lagged out.
I left the game. They just put me back in the group.
Yeah, it put you back in. Nuggy lagged
Yeah,
out.
same.
Yeah, Nuggy. Yeah, it said he's offline. It said he left the group, left voice channel. He's offline. There he goes. Now he's back on.
Alright.
Yay.
Yeah, crush 'em.
Nuggy, you got completely DC'd. I seen. Okay. Somebody had a question real quick. Go ahead. Alright, somebody have a question? Did somebody say they had a question?
I don't. I'm not
Oh.
gonna say that.
Okay. Alright. And let's go back into it. Yeah, overthinking. Yes, you are late. You're about, what? How long have I been streaming? 2 hours late. You gotta be on time, my guy. Be on time.
What's your stream?
My name _OW.
Yeah. All right.
There's not a lot of people watching, so don't worry.
Traveling to
Fine, man. I'll just subscribe.
Oh, huge.
Alright, village.
Alright, what are we playing?
Select your hero.
We're gonna do.
Your mic's really far away from your mouth.
Me?
Yes.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Alright,
Kinda.
cool. We're gonna run.
That's loud.
It's like louder, but it's really distorted.
Yeah, it's loud. Yeah, it's just really
Yeah,
distorted.
let's do. So yeah, I kind of want to do a dive comp for village. Let's do Doom Genji. And a. Sorry, is that too loud?
It's too distorted. The gain's too high. It's just not loud. It's quiet, but it's distorted.
I gotta turn down my sound effects.
Round 1. Capture the objective.
What did you say to me? I can't even hear you.
Anamora.
What am I supposed to play? Is ball? I don't know. I didn't
Yes,
hear.
Yeah,
that's
it's
what I
ball.
said.
No, Mpulse is getting top left. Yes, they're going top left.
They went to point.
Get into position.
Reaper up top.
Reaper up top.
Target Reaper. Target Reaper.
Jump this Reaper. Jump this Reaper. No ring.
He's purple.
Bastion.
I don't know where Bastion's at.
Bastion sleepy. Bastion.
Right one.
Bastion sleep.
Target the Zarya now.
Dude.
I'm gonna heal one.
Zen.
Zen's on.
I'm almost back. If we need to.
Monkey thing.
Everyone get on the objective. I will
Sorry, I
Brian
kinda
on Nana.
Oh, yes, fine. Target Ryan on it. He's so low.
Thank you. Securing objective.
Nice. I don't know how we got that.
I swapped off the monkey because the Reaper's just way too much damage, especially with the
They're all
Discord.
like 20%. There's no way they got any else out of that. I mean, Reinhardt's probably half.
Reaper's probably half.
I am ready.
Wait, target Zarya. Comes up.
Sorry, no
Got the
purple.
Bastion still.
That Bastion's still
I'm
there.
gonna get their Bastion and Doom. Can I get the Bastion?
Reaper high ground. Reaper target Reaper. Reaper. Yeah.
No ring.
Reaper no raid. Bastion sleeping.
Break that shit. Ryan. Target the Ryan. Target the Ryan.
I have Nano.
Zen one in the back.
Reaper teleported top. Reaper behind.
Oh, that was bad. That was bad.
Reaper on point. Reaper's on the right side.
Target Reaper. Target Reaper. Oh, got next.
Ryan sleeping.
Play point.
I have Blade.
Back up.
I have Blade. Do you want Blade here or no?
No. This fight's over. This fight's over. Just retreat.
Oh, they're all
Really
gonna
bad
have
play there. We should have invested
Used,
ults.
Bastion
Because
ults
we were on
and,
defense, we should be wasting
next
as
fight
much
we
time
need
as
a blade.
possible.
That's it.
We
That
should have
should be
won
it.
though.
Just burn trans for no reason.
Yeah, you dash up, can't you? I gotcha.
No, okay.
Don't push in quite yet. I'm gonna DM the Bastion spray.
got the
And
Bastion.
I'm ready and flower.
I can go
Ready?
Bastion one time. Bastion's left side.
Ready on it?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. I shattered. Now we don't get value from her.
It's only Zen on point. Only Zen on
That's
point.
why you defend with the ultimates. You
Hey, my
should
bad,
defend
Kenny.
with these ultimates. Now we use this stuff, don't get any value, they're still capping. If we would have used it, maybe been able to get a couple kills when we could have.
Oh, they're still all gonna
Now,
have ults, except
now
for
they would have just now
Bastion
capped it or
and-
something.
Reaper on the door.
I feel like they're gonna go. They're gonna Reinhardt and Reaper here.
We can nano Doom and
Peek
Volley
out. There's
drop
Bastion
mines.
out there. Don't peek unless you're ready.
Where's Bastion?
Alright, go main.
Main high
Once you
ground.
Swing up, pile drive, drop mines on the Bastion.
Okay.
Up top. Alright, dive up top.
Reaper's trying to flank. What's your flank?
They're purple.
He's gonna ult.
Target Zen. Target Zen. Nice. Target Bastion.
I'm on point. I'm just kind of.
They have no killers.
Nice job.
Okay, I'm going to get a health pack. Hold on.
Bastion's low. Oh,
It's just me and you, Diva.
I would just back up.
Let's get out of here. Okay.
89%.
We're down.
That's last fight. I don't think he just.
I can drop bomb on point. Doom.
Reaper's gonna ult.
Just play really good. I have to touch.
We're giving up the point too many times with ultimates.
Target Reaper. Nice. Target the Zarya.
Zarya.
Nice job, target the right now. Ryan.
Where's Zen? Where's Zen?
Zen's up top. Zen's up top.
Don't step off. Don't step off.
Dang, almost C9.
Did their Reinhardt use his ult there?
No.
No, he probably has Shatter coming out.
I have
Yeah, we got
Blade.
Shatter, Zarya. I feel like Bastion's gonna ult again. Mercy and Reaper. All of them.
Reaper left side.
Reaper
flank.
left.
Where's the Reaper? Oh yeah, get this Reaper.
Reaper no raise.
Raise. I have Blade here.
I have Nano. Yeah, I have Nano. You should dash.
We can now blade.
Alright, I'm ready.
Reaper's up top. Reaper's up top.
Turn
Reaper's
his
up
Zarya.
top.
Turn his Zarya. Turn his Zarya.
Reaper up top.
Reaper on the
Nice,
Reaper
healer.
on our back line.
Back up, back.
Blade didn't get value the first time. Very surprised if it was going to get value the second time.
Purple.
Oh, they're all purple. I almost have mines if you can touch it for like the last second.
This will heal this
Oh, that's
round.
fine.
We literally kept losing that because we
we're gonna
are
swap the comp.
we're dying with
ultimates
ultimates.
way earlier, but we never really had a chance to.
Because we're dying with ultimates, so we don't get any value from them
I don't
on
think we're getting much
defense.
value out of the Doom.
When we're dying with
and unfortunately,
ultimates,
those nano blades got shattered both times.
or when we're,
So I think we can keep the Genji.
what do you want me to swap to? Oh, okay.
You want me to go hog for the
but I
Bastion?
What?
No.
Why would you go
Run.
hog
Let's
for
run.
Bastion?
Okay, let's do
We're running a good
McCree
comp
instead
for
of
that.
The Doom. Actually, we are gonna swap the Genji, however.
Okay.
Let's run Baptiste and Sig Orisa.
What is the Genji swapping to?
Capture the objective.
Keep the Genji.
Do you want to keep the ammo? Or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Running two flex supports
Unfortunately,
again.
Yeah, the Bastion
we
again?
didn't get the Orisa, unfortunately, but that's okay.
Oh, I missed that boost.
Mercy's low.
It's okay.
Mercy go behind Bastion and see if I can flash him. Bastion's left side.
Ryan, no shield. Ryan can die.
Runs about half.
I'm lit.
Target the Zarya. Target the Zarya. Oh, well,
Ryan and Bastion drop down left side.
Target
Point on
the
the left.
Bastion.
Bastion under.
Oh, nice one down. Target the Bastion.
Bastion one.
Target the Ryan. Target the Ryan.
Mercy alone on point.
you,
Mercy
boss.
alone on
Good.
point.
Target this Ryan. Target Mercy. Mercy. Nice. Ryan. Ryan behind. Ryan behind. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Bastion right side. Bubbled.
Sorry, no personal mate.
Crap,
Sorry,
dude.
Sorry,
Oh
dies
my
here.
God.
He's alone. He's alone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Push up, we're gonna hold choke. We're
I
gonna
have
hold choke.
Blade.
Bastion's gonna have ult.
I have kills.
Okay, they got the.
I have Blade here.
Pushing in.
Right.
We nano blade here. We nano blade here.
Hello, Creed.
Good fight.
All got ult.
Someone on point.
Zarya, target her. Good stuff.
Alright, next fight we're gonna be running
Get this Bastion, get this Bastion, get this Bastion. Get this Reaper, he's out. We're going, Reaper and Bastion.
If you wanna drop mines on they're forced it out and drop mines. Yeah, nice.
Reaper behind.
He's gonna ult. He's gonna ult.
Reaper dead.
No heals.
No, I'm gonna help him.
Coming back.
Both tanks are right. Bastion's going around the left side. Carry on.
What is that melody?
Bastion. Nice. Get this Zarya.
Cree, you can ult.
They're gonna shatter.
Ryan purple.
I have blade in a second.
Target the Ryan, target the Ryan.
I got my own.
Send one.
There's 3 ults.
That's okay.
Alright, our McCree's just now coming back, so he wasn't going to be able to ult.
Ball, get out of there.
I will not
Can't get
waste
out.
this
Yes,
chance.
I can get out. Oh, there's a Reaper. Here, take all.
Hey, can I get, wait, don't heal ball, can I get some?
Yeah,
ult?
let Ana have the all charge.
You got every ult except for Zona.
Kree, next fight, I'm gonna give you shield, let you pop your ult. It'll zone them out, and then we can nano blade.
I'm really going to
Bastion's
zone.
right
with
side,
it.
he's getting
What
damage.
window? What do we window?
Oh, that was sorry, that was bad.
I don't know why we used mines. Back out.
I didn't mean to. Sorry, that was Impulse, dude. I can't
okay.
get him out.
Same plan. I'm gonna give you shield. Kree, we're gonna push left this time.
Okay. Sorry, left side. Sorry, alone left side. Get that Ryan.
Shield up,
Body blocking me, yeah.
Step.
Oh my god.
Shield was it?
So unlucky. We can nano blade next fight. We can open with a window though.
You want to open with Nano? You want to open with...
Bastion's sitting in front of our door. I'm gonna go around the. Let's just go around the left end. Bastion's camping over there.
Go around
Open
left,
Genji, you
pop
wanna jump
window.
over on the right side? Genji, jump over right side.
I need to stay in LOS of Ana.
Bastion sleeping.
Bastion sleeping.
3, 2, 1.
Window.
Nano blade.
You still on blade?
Oh, good shield.
You still on blade or no?
No.
Sorry, I can
No, Zen?
I can fall for a second.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, yep.
No powder. Get in there.
Great sleeps, Ana. Great stuff.
Thank you. Thank you.
1-1.
Yeah, sorry I wasted those mines.
It's okay, honestly.
It was Impulse. Like, I'm so used to like just like.
It wasn't me.
Not getting good picks of McCree.
We run the same comp here.
Okay.
Staying out of trouble.
I was really dating the value on the nano blades. Also, Ana's getting nano really fast, so.
Acknowledged.
Biggest thing here is literally using
If
ultimates
they're
when
running
we're
Bastion, we
defending.
may swap to a junk, but we'll see.
Round 3. Capture the objective.
Where are we going?
Oh, I meant to the left, but okay, it's fine.
I'm gonna go left side, get high ground.
Okay,
You
I'll
got the
put the
Bastion.
shield.
Reaper.
Bastion still
Oh,
on
he's
point.
so low.
Get
I'm out of
Reaper, nobody's going behind.
Target the Bastion, target the Bastion. Don't have to target Bastion.
Oh.
Sorry,
Reaper,
Target Ryan, target Ryan. Do we have a healer?
no raid.
People are so quiet. Like, they're afraid to yell. I don't know why.
Sorry, out of position, bottom right.
Goodness.
They're so
Back out,
Windows
back out.
on, I gotta back out. I gotta back out.
out.
I'm gonna die here.
Oh,
You guys ready?
I am ready.
Back
Okay,
here,
I might be able to save you.
No, I'm good.
Alright, we can push in again. Oh, just kidding, we're waiting on our battle.
should I go in? Should I go in?
Not yet.
Okay, I'll wait over here on the back side.
Alright, push in.
Dead here.
Reaper behind! Reaper behind!
Reaper, no raid.
Back out, this fight's lost.
Bastion's right side behind statue.
Just get out.
Let us hope for a different outcome.
Oh, they're all gonna have ults.
Reaper teleporting.
We're just
Okay,
gonna
just
have
get
ults?
out. Stay out.
Nano boost is charging.
Okay, we have ults coming up, so I don't want to swap just yet.
Bastion is still
Main again.
left side. There's no raid. Reaper, no raid.
I have
Right, dead eye.
huge skill.
That pop window main.
Let them up.
Sorry on Anna, sorry on
Reaper
Anna.
left side.
Target this.
Bastion ulting left side.
Left side. Bastion's still low.
Oh, you're right.
Ryan, target
Ryan
Ryan.
point, Ryan point, Ryan point.
Nice,
Good
nice,
sleep,
nice.
good sleep.
Oh,
Now blade. If we need to.
I died.
I think
Genji's
he's
dead.
Ryan's gonna
Like they're taking too long to like call things. Like we have the ultimates, we gotta use them.
Just nano blade.
Okay. Are you ready? On him? Yeah.
Touch. Ball's gonna touch.
Okay.
Nano blade.
Yeah. I can't do anything. Okay.
Bastion sleeping on the right
Zarya?
side.
We literally use blade
Ryan purple.
and then use
Bastion purple.
flux.
Bastion purple.
Why?
Bastion
Good
right
cap.
side.
Good cap. Just play point.
Now
play
we
point.
have nothing for the next
Good pick on
fight.
Mercy.
We have
It's Reaper on
mines.
point.
That's it. We literally used everything
No
now.
wraith.
So we have nothing for the next fight.
Don't let the Reaper
So
live.
Bastion's still right side.
Play the cover, don't let the back, make the back.
Good picks.
I require healing.
can you hear me, please? Thank you.
I can out. They're gonna have Transcendence and they're gonna have Grab.
Okay. Ball, you can swing up high. Pile drive mines. You can use window as well to zone them out when they start pushing in deep.
They also have Valk.
Reaper pushing in. Reaper pushing in.
They're coming right side, watch right side. I'm gonna try to get a boost here.
Bastion's left side.
Okay.
Are Reaper?
Oh, pop window right side.
Bastion 1, Bastion 1.
Bastion sleeping.
Zarya, our side, nice.
Where's the Reaper?
Bottom
Hey, res Bastion, res Bastion left side.
Go back.
On ball, on ball.
Our Bastion, nice, nice.
There's the Reaper MIA.
No, he's main.
Let's do that one.
They got all 6 steps for Ryan.
Alright, ball. Same plan as before. Swing up high and drop mines. Not yet, though. Wait for them to push up. When they're about this halfway point, that would be ideal.
Almost got my Jedi right here.
And it looks like they're coming to main.
Reaper.
Bastion's dead.
I have nano and
I have blade.
Sorry, I'm not.
You want blade here or no?
Yes.
We got. Target the Zarya.
They're all low.
One behind and Jedi.
Can we kill the Mercy? We need to focus on
Reaper
Mercy.
charge.
Mercy is priority right now.
Zarya 1, Zarya 1, Zarya 1.
Anti and 3.
Let's see how good target calls, and like right now we should be target calling, but we're not.
Purple.
Okay.
Left side.
Zarya 1. Zarya 1.
Reaper dead, Reaper dead. Reaper's behind.
Reaper no race. Reaper no race.
Reaper ult.
Got it.
Good hold.
They started calling targets, which caused them to kind of
I'm a
win.
bad McCree.
Okay, so first off, big thing that kind of lost us a lot of stuff, which kind of lost us that first fight or that first round. Okay, when you're defending and you have ultimates, you do not give them the point for free and back out when you have ultimates online. There is no reason why you have 4 ultimates online, lose the fight, and don't use any ultimates. Doesn't make any sense. We are defending. We need to waste as much time as possible. That is why we lost that first point. We had Nano Blade available. We had, I think, more ult available as well. We had like another, I think we had Diva Bomb too, and we don't use it. We literally don't use anything while they're trying to cap the point when we're defending the point. Then we back out. Nobody uses any ults. Okay, fine. Then we try to make a play with it. It gets shut down. We lose that fight. Then we lose the next one. And now we end up losing the whole match. Because we waited too long to use ults. We should have used ults to defend when we're defending. We're literally there to waste as much time as possible. Once it gets to 85, 86% or so, you don't need to waste any more time. Because then all you got to do is win one fight. We let them cap and didn't really defend our objective. That's kind of all we did. We backed up and was like, alright, let them have it. We can't do that. Second round was a little bit better. And we just call on targets a little bit more, but our positioning and stuff seemed to be a little better as well, and our ultimate usage and stuff seemed to be a little bit better there as shot caller, so good job there. Target calling overall was okay. It was a little better. Toward the end it got a little better. The reason why that overtime lasted was so long, because he wasn't calling targets up until the end. Up until the end, that's when you really started calling targets like you're kind of supposed to, and you kind of seen that happen after we was calling targets. And like I said, your target calling is still a little weak. You got to make sure you're repeating names over and over and over again. Used on that a little bit, and you could kind of see that, but it's after the fight's already been going on. It doesn't help anybody after the fight's going on if you're playing against people who's doing it to start with, because you're going to get focused down. If you don't call a target to start out, then we are not going to be able to focus things. You can't wait till the fight gets hectic like that, and then you want to try to call targets. Alright, make sure you're calling targets initially, every single time. Alt tracking seemed to be okay. I didn't really... There was a lot of times where our alt tracker was talking and then people would talk over them, so like I said, when our alt tracker's talking, we're resetting, shut the fuck up, let them talk. And so we can get this information out. A lot of times our alt tracker's talking and people's talking over it. I don't know what they're going to use. So now I can't get myself in a position to deflect stuff or be ready for things because I don't know what's going on, because everybody's talking over each other during these critical moments and stuff like that. That is why you're supposed to have clear comms during the shot calling phase and during the alt tracking phase. You need to know what's going on and what you need to change your playstyle to and what ult you need to use. So keep that in mind for everybody else. Other than that, like I said, major improvement from the very first match and stuff like that you guys is doing. You're still running 2 flex supports. Don't really know why we're running 2 flex supports. And then you was running like a Mercy and Lucio. Then we was running, which was 2 main supports. So I don't really understand that one either.
Yeah, dude, I'm fucking... So I got you.
Yeah, it's a little late now. But like stuff like that is going to hurt a little bit on your ult charge. And building stuff to... for that effect, really. You can run it, but like I said, not having something to start out with and necessarily a defensive ult, we don't really have anything for that. And they're kind of giving us a lot of free kills and everything, so it's a little easier. So you got to remember, think of like you're playing another rank ahead of you. What are they doing? They're doing these things. If you're not doing these things and thinking of stuff like that, then you can't expect to rank up if you think you're going to be playing, if you're trying to play at your own rank. You need to be thinking of stuff that people's going to be doing outside of your rank, so you can punish people that's doing bad things in your rank. Alright, so that's pretty much it. I answer some questions and stuff like that if you guys have. If you guys want to follow me along on Twitch, I do these lobbies every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Communication lobby is every Monday. Golden Under lobby is every Thursday. Tuesday is just kind of a whatever I want to do day. Depends on what I want to do. But that's kind of there. I got YouTube and Twitter. You can follow along that. It's like Mpulse and then Mpulse_W on Twitter. But other than that, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to ask. If not, I'll go ahead and head out. No questions? Okay.
Oh, I got nothing.
Alright, well, hope you guys had fun, and I guess I'll see you either in stream or in lobby.